All right, let's talk about something we all do every single night. We become directors, actors, and the audience for this private show that's staged completely inside our own heads. We visit worlds we've never seen before. We relive memories we thought we'd lost. I'm talking about our dreams, of course. And today, we are unlocking that theater.
But before we go any further, I want you to do something for me. Just pause for a second. Think of the absolute weirdest, strangest dream you can remember. You know, the one where maybe you were flying or you were late for an exam for a class you haven't taken in like 20 years. Got it? Okay, hold on to that dream. It's going to be your personal guide as we go through this.
I mean, think about it. Dreaming is one of the most universal things we do as humans, but it's still one of the biggest mysteries out there. It's this super vivid, totally personal world that we all visit, filled with its own stories and people and feelings. But what is actually going on when we close our eyes?
Okay, so let's get right into the big debate. For as long as people have been dreaming, we've been arguing about what it all means. Is it some secret message from another dimension? Or is it just the brain's way of, cleaning up its desktop at the end of a long day? This argument has been going on for centuries.
And when you look at the different sides, the contrast is pretty incredible. On one hand, you have ancient cultures, like the Egyptians, who were convinced dreams were messages from the gods or even prophecies. And on the other hand, you have modern neuroscience, which sees it more as a biological process, the brain filing away memories or running simulations for potential dangers. I mean, talk about two completely different ways of looking at the same thing. And then this guy came along, Sigmund Freud, and he basically proposed a third path. He famously called dreams the royal road to the unconscious. He was saying, look, they're not messages from gods, but they are messages from a much deeper part of ourselves. He was convinced our dreams were this kind of coded language, revealing all our hidden fears and our deepest desires.
So that brings the question right back to you. And that strange dream you're holding on to. Was it just a bunch of random brain static, a meaningless spark, or was it maybe a little peek into your unconscious mind? Just think about that for a second, because modern science actually has some pretty fascinating things to say about it. So let's leave the philosophy and the history behind for a moment and just look at what today's science tells us dreams do for us. Because it turns out they're not just some nightly entertainment. They serve some really practical, really crucial functions for our waking lives.
Turns out, dreaming is an incredibly productive time for your brain. While you're asleep, your brain is working hard, filing away important memories. That's memory consolidation. It's boosting your creativity by making all these new, sometimes weird connections. Some people even solve really complex problems while they're dreaming. And get this, it also acts as a kind of virtual reality simulator, letting you practice for stressful situations in a totally safe space. Now, what if you could do more than just passively watch the movie that your brain creates every night? What if you could become the director? Well, that's where we get into this incredible concept called lucid dreaming. The definition itself is pretty simple. Lucid dreaming is that moment inside a dream where you suddenly realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm dreaming. And the second you become aware, a whole new world of possibilities just cracks wide open. And that's exactly what it feels like. The moment you know you're in a dream, you're not bound by the laws of physics or logic anymore. You want to fly over your city? Go for it. You want to talk to a historical figure? You can. You want to confront a nightmare but on your own terms? In a lucid dream, you can do it. You are in control. So here's a little challenge for you to try tonight. It sounds almost too simple, but it's a legit technique. As you're falling asleep, just keep repeating this intention to yourself. By setting that goal, you're basically priming your mind to be on the lookout for signs that you're in a dream. You might be really surprised by what happens. Now, whether you have a lucid dream tonight or not, there's another really powerful tool you can use to explore your inner world. And it doesn't require any special skills, just a pen and a piece of paper next to your bed. I'm talking about keeping a dream journal. Think of it like this. Every single night, your subconscious mind is telling you stories. And even if they seem totally bizarre and random, they often have these recurring themes and symbols in them. These are like little breadcrumbs. And if you start to follow them, they can lead you to a much deeper understanding of yourself. So here's how you do it. The absolute key is to write stuff down the second you wake up, before all those details just evaporate. Don't worry about grammar or making sense. Just get down anything you can remember. images, feelings, little bits of conversation. And then, over time, you start to look for patterns. You ask yourself, am I always in a certain place? Am I always seeing the same person? Feeling a specific way? Those recurring things, those are your breadcrumbs.
So whether they're messages from somewhere else or just brain noise or a nightly rehearsal, our dreams are a huge part of who we are. They are secret stories written by our own minds for an audience of just one. So the only question left is, what story is your mind going to write for you tonight?